Hi, welcome to Tarot, Tea Readings and Astrology. I'm Leslie Levy, and today we're going to do a tarot reading around the energies of the full moon in Capricorn, which occurs this Sunday, the 5th of July in Australia. You might want to check for your local time because in some parts of the world, the full moon might actually occur around the 4th of July instead. But keep in mind that the energy of the full moon runs for approximately 2.5 days. So usually the day before leading up to the full moon and the day after the full moon are fantastic times if you are a person who is interested in doing rituals or ceremony or acknowledging that full moon energy. They're the great times for you to do that. So let's turn the camera around, let's look at the reading table and go from there. Okay, so here we have the full moon, and it's located in Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is the sign of being more public. It's about public recognition. It's about achievement. It's also about having good structure, about the concrete things, about bringing things into practical reality, because the energy around Capricorn is cardinal earth. Cardinal is about starting things, new beginnings, and the earth element is about manifesting, about bringing it into physical reality. So with the full moon in Capricorn, this is not an ideal fit because the moon is about our emotions, but being the full moon, this is about everything coming to light, coming to the surface. That which has been hidden within us is now coming to the surface, and we need to look at ways of manifesting it in the physical world through action. This is a card of doing. When we are in Capricorn. Now, the sun is still in Cancer at the moment, and the Cancer energy is about nurturing of self, nurturing of others. It's all about relationships of family, and it's also about your home and your past. As I mentioned in a previous reading earlier in the week, that, with Cancer energy, we do have a tendency to look emotionally to the past. And when we come to a full moon in Capricorn, we take that energy and we bring it to the surface, and then we look at applying it in a physical way. So let's do our reading for each of the star signs using this energy of the full moon in Capricorn. So I'm just going to shuffle the deck, and I'm going to do a card for each sign, each sun sign, just to see what the message is for you. So let's just do this. And as I'm shuffling, you might wonder what it is about the full moon that makes it so special, as well as the moon reflecting the most light from the sun, which is that idea of bringing things to the surface. It's also where the sun and moon are directly opposite each other, and that can give a little bit of a push-pull of energies as well. So you may find that during a full moon, you might be sort of drawn in a couple of different directions, a couple of opposing directions. So here we go. So we're going to do, this is for the sun sign of Aries, Taurus. We're going to move here into Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So let's see what is revealed in the cards. So with the moon in Capricorn, if you were born in the sign of Aries, or if you have an Aries ascendant or rising sign, or you have your moon in Aries, then this card is for you. And what this card is saying to me is that this Sunday with the full moon in Capricorn, whilst we need to look back at what hasn't worked for us in the past, particularly around family relationships, emotional issues, we do have other energies here that we're not paying attention to. So it is time for you, Aries, to actually just take in what hasn't worked from the past, turn it around, and have a look at how you can take what you have learned from those emotional upsets and issues and how you can use them moving into the future. So let's add a couple of tea charms onto this and see what else we have. We've got the ship and the tortoise. So this is saying that this is not a time for your naturally very fast dynamic Aries energy to explode. Aries energy is fire, it's cardinal fire. So Aries people are really good at beginning new things. And what this is saying is that it might not be natural for you as an Aries to look at past emotions and past hurts, but it really is time to do that. Let it go and move on from it. But you need to take it slowly. Don't rush in where angels fear to tread. Take it slowly, take your time, because it's a slow journey forward for you emotionally, particularly with the moon in Capricorn, when these old emotional hurts, these old emotional issues are really coming to light. And being in the sign of Capricorn, this gives you the opportunity to deal with these unresolved past emotional hurts or emotional issues in a very, very practical, open way. So that's for Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. Now, I know this card looks scary, but for Taurus, with the moon in Capricorn, this is saying Taurian energy is fixed earth. So once Taurians get an idea about something or get an opinion about something, they kind of stick to it. And you do like to have things easier. You like to have things more easily done rather than being a struggle. You like the comfortable ways of being in life. And what this is saying to me is that for Sunday, the full moon in Capricorn, you're going to feel out of sorts. You're going to feel that everyone is against you. You're going to feel that every comment that's ever made is like a stab in the back, and you're going to feel quite low, and your normal sort of fixed earth feeling of being is going to be thrown out of kilter. Let's get a couple of charms for this and see if we can add on a little bit more information for you. So what we've got here is the frog, and the dress represents a female energy or a female person. So you might be aware, and particularly with the moon in Capricorn, you might be aware that there might be a female in your life, or someone who has a female energy, who is going to be doing some straight talking with you on Sunday or around the Saturday or Monday. And what they're doing with that straight talking is they're going to be giving you the facts. They're going to be highlighting facts about an issue. The thing with that is it's about you taking a leap of faith out of your comfort zone to listen to what this person is saying. It is really important for them to be heard, and it's really important for you to hear, even though in this position you don't want to. So let's move on now to Gemini. So for Gemini, we've got the Empress reversed. Now, Gemini energy is all about communication, about being able to be very adaptable. It's mutable air. So the Gemini energy is very adaptable in thought processes, in how they learn, and how they actually communicate in the world. They can have a tendency to sit on the fence a little bit and can have difficulty coming to decisions. Now, we've got the Empress reversed. For Sunday, this is telling me that with the moon in Capricorn, the full moon in Capricorn, that on Sunday, this is a time to really look more closely at yourself. This is a time to look at what's going on within you rather than being externally focused all the time. You're very outgoing, you're very out there normally, but this is saying to me that in order to grow, you need to look within and look at how you need to nurture yourself, not just through what you think, but what you feel. This is about getting in touch with your feelings in a much more practical way with that Capricorn energy. Let's add some charms and see what we have there. So what do we have here? We have the fairy and the bellows. Now, the Gemini energy can blow hot or cold. And what this is saying to me with this energy of thought, you're going to get caught up in a lot of your thought processes. And with the fairy, you're going to get a little bit out there. You're going to go off into a little bit of la-la land on Sunday, because we have this full moon energy, this lunar cycle in Capricorn. It's about making sure you stay grounded, that you take what's in your head and you ground it, you make it practical. That is going to be really important for you this Sunday as the full moon comes into Capricorn. Let's move on to Cancer. So for Cancer, we have the King of Pentacles. Now, Cancer is a water sign, and it is the home of the moon. So this is a very emotional sign. And being cardinal, this is a sign that is very good at really tuning into their emotions and getting things started emotionally. Now we have the King of Pentacles here, and what this is saying to me, particularly with the full moon in Capricorn, is that you really need to ground yourself emotionally. Don't allow emotions to overtake you, because you are quite sensitive. You can also be quite secretive about how you're feeling. And with the full moon in Capricorn and having the King of Pentacles, which is a very earthy card, this is about being very practical about how you're feeling and acknowledging how you're feeling, not only with yourself, but in your dealings with others, particularly family and those who are close to you. Because remember, the sun is in Cancer at the moment, so there's an extra double whammy here of emotions that you are going to be feeling, and it is important for you to express them in a very grounded, practical way. And that is kind of the theme for Sunday. It's about expressing our emotions in a practical way, and also being practical in what we do rather than just thinking about something. So let's add on a couple of charms here. And so we have the Chair and we have the Angel. And so what this is saying to me with the Chair is it really is time to get out of that comfort zone emotionally. It is time to get out there a little bit and really explore your emotions in ways that you haven't before. You have a tendency to want the comforts in life, a bit like Taurus. Taurus wants the physical comforts in life. Cancer wants to be emotionally comfortable. And so the Angel is saying to me, it's time to break those boundaries. And the Chair is saying to me, it's time to stop just sitting in the emotions that you already know, that you're already comfortable with, and the things that make you feel comfortable in your life. It is time for you to just reflect on what new things you can do. Even though this is not a new moon, because we're in a lunar eclipse, eclipses are about change. So this is about looking at different ways of changing the emotional outlook that you have, that you can manifest physically in a new way. Moving on to Leo. So for Leo, we have the Four of Cups. And with the Four of Cups, again, this is about emotions. Now, Leo is a very vibrant sign. Leo likes to shine. They like to get out there. They like to play. Leo loves a little bit of drama, and I'm not saying drama for the sake of it, but they do love the theatre of life. And so with Four of Cups here, what I'm seeing is that at the moment, this is a little bit more of a quiet time for you on Sunday. You are looking within more than you usually do, and you are assessing your emotions, and you're not noticing a particular emotion that needs to be dealt with in a very external way. So what this is saying to me for Leo is that, yes, it's great that you're going into emotional reflection, particularly being a full moon, but you need to look at other areas of your emotional life that perhaps you are not considering or addressing. And then with the full moon in Capricorn, it is about bringing that to light and then seeing how you can practically deal with that emotion that you maybe don't want to acknowledge or face. Adding a couple of charms here, we've got the Pig and the Balloon. Now, the Pig is about holding on to things. Pigs like their food, they like to play, they like to roll in the mud. And so what this is saying is just, it's not all about play on Sunday. There will be a tendency to want to go into that playful mood and do what you need, but this is saying, no, this is time to look deeper. It is time to look deeper so that you can see what you need to release, because we've got the balloon here. And when the balloon takes off, there is a release that can happen, a lightening up. So it is about looking at some of the more serious emotions that perhaps you haven't dealt with, and bringing those to light, dealing with them in a practical way, rather than just falling back on being playful, and that way you'll be able to lighten up. Let's move into Virgo. So with Virgo, we have the Two of Pentacles. Now, Virgo energy likes the details. Virgo energy likes to break things down and put them back together in a new way. So detail is important with this energy. And we are looking at the Two of Pentacles here. And so with Virgo, there is a decision that needs to be made. There is a decision that is causing emotional discomfort for you. And you can see that the water behind there has two ships, and they're having to really fight hard to stay afloat with those waves. And so what this is saying to me with the moon in Capricorn is that you have a decision to make, and it needs to be a practical decision. Don't get so caught up in the details that you cannot make the decision. It is about making the decision and taking action. So important for you. Let's add on a couple of charms. So with our tea charms, we've got the baby's rattle and the tree. And so what this is saying is, you know, Virgo energy can be quite quiet. We've got here fixed fire with Leo, and so we move on to mutable earth. And so what this is saying to me, it is time to shake things up. It is time to really think through what decision it is that you need to make on Sunday with the tree that will allow you the growth that you need. You need to decide. It's about stop digging into the details to avoid reaching a decision, because if you don't reach a decision, then the energies around the full moon in Capricorn about making something manifest at its culmination point, you won't be able to do that. So this is all about making a practical decision this Sunday. Let's move on to Libra. We have the Tower reversed. So Libra energy is cardinal air. So again, this is about, you know, Librans are very good at new beginnings. They're very good at their thought processes. Librans are very charming, but they're charming in a mental way, if that makes sense. And this is the area around partnerships and relationships as well. So this is saying that, you know, don't try to make changes too quickly around this full moon period. Change will be happening for you. It will be a major change, but it will be happening more slowly. And again, because the moon is in Capricorn, we really need to look at the practicalities of that. What can you practically do? Don't stay lost in your head in the thought processes, particularly around relationships. Let's add a couple of charms. So here we have the music and the anchor. So this is really saying to me that it is time to really play your own tune, sing your own song, and ground yourself in that, because Libra is about finding balance as well. And so with this change that is coming for you around the full moon in Capricorn, it is going to throw you out of balance. And so what the music with the anchor is saying to me is stay true to what it is that you want, the song that you want to sing, and stay grounded in that. That way you will be in a better position with this full moon in Capricorn to make it practical and better adapt to this change that's coming. Moving on to Scorpio, we have the Eight of Wands for Scorpio. So for Scorpio, with the moon in Capricorn, this is about, well, let's start off with Scorpio. So Scorpio is a very intense energy. It's quite secretive, lots of hidden things with Scorpio. With the Scorpio energy, there is a tendency to hold on, and there's a tendency to be a little bit stingy at times. So with the full moon in Capricorn and with the Eight of Wands here, that's telling me that for you, this full moon is going to be in alignment for you. You can see all of the wands are flying in the same direction. They're all aligned, and there is a sense of speed here. So this is saying to me that with the full moon in Capricorn, that you are going to move ahead quickly around this full moon energy, taking action with something that you need to do. And it is going to be something very, very practical. For you, it is about opening up and communicating it to others rather than keeping it hidden and trying to do it quietly in the background, because this is a very open card, as you can see. So let's add a couple of charms on here and see what they reveal. So we have the fairy on the moon, and we also have a dolphin. So Scorpio is fixed water, so it's interesting we've got the dolphin there. And so this is saying to me it's time to be a little less intense and be a bit more playful about the direction that you're taking, about the actions that you're putting into place, during this full moon in Capricorn, and they will much more easily manifest for you. And with the fairy on the moon, that's also telling me that you just need to lighten up a little bit around this action that you're going to be taking, that you're working on at the moment, or that is culminating for you around the full moon. Let's move on to Sagittarius. So we've got strength here for Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is about freedom, exploration, big picture, curiosity as well. You know, we know that Gemini is curious, but so is Sagittarius energy. It's mutable fire. So with this mutable fire, there's lots of things that Sagittarians like to do at once and can be easily distracted. It's almost like, oh, what's over here? I want to see about that. What's over there? I want to learn about that. And what this is saying to me is with the full moon in Capricorn, it is really time to just focus on one thing. Just focus on that one thing. Put all your energy and strength into that in order for it to come into being with this Capricorn energy of manifestation. So let's do a couple of charms for this. And so here we have Santa Claus and the bells. I love Santa Claus. So what this is saying to me is that, yeah, this is a time where you can be your happy-go-lucky self, but you've got to apply it with focus, with the strength of focus in one area so that it can manifest. And I feel that by doing this, you're going to receive some very good news around a project that you are working on at the moment. Let's move into Capricorn. So Capricorn, we've got the Five of Wands. So Capricorn energy is well, it's a double whammy here because we've got Moon sitting in Capricorn at the moment. And so what this is saying to me is that with the Five of Wands, Capricorn energy, as we mentioned before, is structure. It's solid, it's earth, it's manifestation. It's also about recognition and achievement, you know, how we are perceived in the public. And so for a quite serious natured Capricorn, things are going to be a little bit chaotic for you, and that's not going to be comfortable because you like structure, you like your rules. And so this moon in Capricorn is going to highlight for you where the structure is not functioning appropriately, where the rules are not working for you. So it is about looking at this chaos from a more positive state of mind, because chaos can be very overwhelming for you as a Capricorn. So it's also about looking at what this chaos is and how you can make sense of it. Let's get a couple of charms from that. So we've got the sun coming out from behind the cloud, and we have the hat. So what this is saying to me is that rather than repressing or hiding from others how you were feeling around this chaos that you're experiencing, it is time to actually come out and be open about it. Stop trying to hide it. Stop trying to hide the vulnerability that you feel around chaos. It is important for you because with the full moon in Capricorn, you know, it's about having difficulty showing one's emotions, actually showing the feelings, as opposed to expressing oneself emotionally through actions. So this is saying that this is now a time for you actually to look at your feelings and express them as feelings rather than doing something practical. And so this is very uncomfortable for you. There's an internal struggle around this. But if you can show that vulnerability, you will get past this and you will feel a lot more comfortable about yourself completely. So let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius is fixed air. So this is about someone who thinks very clearly, thinks very logically, and once they make up their mind about something, they stick with it. So we have the Five of Swords here in Aquarius, and this is saying to me, with the full moon in Capricorn energy, you have a sense that you're winning a battle. You're winning a battle of wits coming up through this Saturday, Sunday, Monday period, and you're feeling quite good about yourself. But it's important for you to be aware of the impact of winning over others. It is not your nature to normally be that competitive, but there is an area of thought, opinion, where you feel you have to stand your ground at the expense of others. So you need to be aware of the consequences of doing that. Let's get a couple of charms. And we have the camel and the ring. So the camel is about staying in it for the long haul. The camel is about having all the resources that you need to get to the other side and to survive, to be successful. The ring is about commitment. Most people see the ring as, like engagement, marriage, but it's any form of commitment. So if you are going to have this opinion and you are going to put it forward with others, regardless of the consequences, you need to make sure that you have all the facts that you need. You need to make sure that you're clear about the direction of how you want to communicate it, and you need to be committed to seeing it through in order to win in this debate. But again, I say, be aware of the consequences. Sometimes winning is not everything. Moving on to Pisces. With Pisces, we have the Magician reversed. Now, Pisces energy is quite self-sacrificing to the point that sometimes a Piscean can move into martyrdom or even into a victim mentality. And so we have the Magician here, and we have here a water sign again. And with this water sign, it's mutable. So you can be emotionally backwards and forwards. You can be emotionally a little bit not sure about how you're feeling. And the Magician reversed is saying to me that you really are not feeling that you are in control of your emotions at the moment, that you're in control of what you are feeling. And with the full moon in Capricorn, that's going to bring all that to the surface. But here you have the opportunity of really bringing structure forward into the emotions that are a little bit all over the place at the moment. So let's get a couple of charms and see what else we can glean from that. So what we have is the snail and the lion. And what this is telling me is that, this is a time not to retreat, because a snail hides in its own house or lives in its own house and it carries it on its back wherever it goes. This is a time for you not to go into retreat. It is a time to be the lion, get the energy of the lion, get the courage of the lion, and really look at where you are at emotionally. Look at it from a very practical Capricorn perspective, and that is going to help you better deal with how you are feeling at the moment and the mixed emotions that you are feeling. So that's the Sunday full moon in Capricorn. And of course, as I said, don't forget we have Sun in Cancer. So a lot of this that I'm speaking about may relate around family issues, around the home, around things from your past that might be coming to light in a very practical way that you can revisit with the moon in Capricorn. I do hope this reading has been helpful. Until next time.